Andrew Schafer, our guest, the Executive Director of Catholic Cemeteries for the Archdiocese of Newark. Andy, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. Thank you for your interest and allowing me to visit with you this morning.
Well, Memorial Day is quickly approaching, and many Catholic cemeteries across the country have plans. I know that we have a beautiful Mass at Gate of Heaven Cemetery in Greater Cincinnati. I attended that last year. It was very well attended by the Knights of Columbus, members of the military. This year, our Auxiliary Bishop, Joe Binzer, will be the celebrant. Tell us about the Memorial Day program that Catholic cemeteries across the country will be participating in this year.
Well, the Catholic Cemetery Conference in and of itself is an association which was established in 1949 consisting of Catholic cemeteries from archdioceses and dioceses located primarily in the United States and Canada. The conference is a faith network committed to cemetery ministry, advocacy, and education, fostering charitable and education interest for our Catholic cemeteries and the people they serve. Serving God and Country, a Memorial Day salute to our heroes, is a coordinated national program developed by the Catholic Cemetery Conference to honor those men and women who died, who paid the ultimate sacrifice while serving in the armed forces, as well as to recognize both our active military and the military veterans who have served our country today.
So many people see the Memorial Day weekend as the unofficial beginning of the summer vacation season and often take that time to make a trip with the family or go to an outing and that sort of thing. It takes a little extra reminding, doesn't it, that really this observance of Memorial Day is a time to remember those who have given their lives for our freedom.
You know, Brian, I know Memorial Day, as you say, is the kickoff, so to speak, of summer, the shore, barbecues, picnics, and that's all great and good. But we Catholics are a little different. For an hour, we celebrate Memorial Day in a cemetery. And it's quite a different and unique approach, and it's usually an outdoor Mass and absolutely beautiful.
It is a beautiful and powerful experience. I would encourage all of us to participate this year if we can. What does the program look like at the various sites where it will be taking place?
Many Catholic cemeteries will participate with the celebration of an outdoor Mass on Memorial Day under tents in their cemeteries. Many provide seating and obviously a canopy of some kind, depending on the weather. Here on the East Coast, it looks like Memorial Day will be a beautiful day. Veterans and active military are invited to serve as flag or candle bearers during the opening and closing procession at Mass. And will also be invited to serve as lectors and participate in the presentation of the gifts. Some cemeteries will have wreath-laying ceremonies and Memorial Day tribute boards, which a Memorial Day tribute board is similar to a billboard on a highway, but it's in our cemetery, oftentimes with a message or a prayer on it. And markers are supplied so people can write their intentions or words of thanks to the veterans. And it's something that people can physically do and get involved with. And, all are invited. The public is welcome.
Yeah, and a special thanks to the Knights of Columbus because they are almost always involved in ceremonies like this, and they add so much meaning to it. I know many of you are Knights, and you're out there listening this morning. So thank you for the service that you provide, not only at this time of year, but throughout the year. And Andrew, how have you been able to connect with the families of fallen members of the military through your work with Catholic cemeteries?
Very interesting question. Over the years, one of our cemeteries, Holy Cross Cemetery in North Arlington, is located on a ridge that overlooks Manhattan, and it had a bird's-eye view of the 9/11 tragedy and attack. And ultimately, the cemetery there became a memorial site. And as a result, we did place a 9/11 memorial in the cemetery. And as a result of that, we have had many military who have gone off because of 9/11, who paid the ultimate sacrifice. They were buried in our cemetery. So we have these heroes, these military folks, servicemen and women who are buried in our Catholic cemetery. And in meeting those families as they came to prepare for the committal service and final interment. I met with many families, and it certainly made an impact to me personally, and I will never forget.
And so many members of our military have fallen since that day of 9/11, as our military has been involved in Afghanistan and in Iraq, and those deaths continue. So please remember not only those who have died, but their families who are missing a mother, a father, a daughter, a sister, a brother. This is really a very difficult time of year, I think, for families who have suffered this kind of loss. And let's all offer our prayers. This would probably be a good time to remember all of those who have gone before us, not just the military, right?
That's correct. In fact, in our intercessions, we encourage prayer, obviously, and we pray not only for the military, but for all those who are buried in our Catholic cemeteries throughout the country. And it's interesting to note in different parts of the country where All Souls and All Saints Day used to be a very popular cemetery day. Depending on the weather and the climate, oftentimes All Souls and All Saints Day, at least in the Northeast here, we're in snow already, or it's very cold. So to have an outdoor mass for All Souls Day is often impossible. So Memorial Day, in and of itself, not that it's replaced All Souls and All Saints Day, it certainly has not, but it has become more of a time for an outdoor celebration. And we literally get thousands and thousands of people who come out for our Memorial Day masses in our cemeteries.